published by Longman. This is a recording for Practice Test 1. If you are having difficulty hearing the recording, make any necessary adjustments in the volume on your cassette player now. Read the directions in your textbook as you listen to the directions on this recording.
Practice Test 1. Section 1. Listening Comprehension. In this section of the test, you will have an opportunity to demonstrate your ability to understand conversations and talks in English. There are 3 parts to this section. Answer all the questions on the basis of what is stated or implied by the speakers you hear. Do not take notes or write in your test book at any time. Do not turn the pages until you are told to do so. Part A. Directions. In Part A, you will hear short conversations between 2 people. After each conversation, you will hear a question about the conversation. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Listen to an example. On the recording, you hear,
"That exam was just awful."
"Oh, it could have been worse."
What does the woman mean? In your test book, you read, A. The exam was really awful. B. It was the worst exam she had ever seen. C. It couldn't have been more difficult. D. It wasn't that hard. You learn from the conversation that the man thought the exam was very difficult, and that the woman disagreed with the man. The best answer to the question, "What does the woman mean?" is D. It wasn't that hard. Therefore, the correct choice is D. Go on to the next page. Now we will begin Part A with the first conversation. Number 1.
Is there any more typing paper?
Not that I know of.
What does the man mean? Number 2.
What's the matter? You don't look too good.
I was frightened by a loud noise.
What does the woman mean? Number 3.
Will this take very long? I have to get to a meeting at work.
Well, you need to have your teeth cleaned and a cavity filled.
Where does this conversation probably take place? Number 4.
Is Tina going to work on the science project with us?
She prefers not to work on group projects.
What does the man say about Tina? Number 5.
Been working long?
Not really. Only since last week.
What does the man mean? Number 6.
Did Mel and Amy really prepare for the exam?
Mel studied thoroughly for the exam, and Amy did too.
What does the woman mean? Number 7.
How often do you watch television?
Only an hour or 2 a week.
What does the man mean? Number 8.
I'd like to see the personnel manager, please.
He'll be in tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Would you like to make an appointment?
What will the woman probably do? Number 9.
Bob, what are you doing with that budgetary report?
I keep adding and re-adding the numbers, but they just don't balance.
What is Bob's profession most likely to be? Number 10.
This television cost me $50.
Only $50? Mine cost a fortune.
What does the woman imply? Number 11.
Can you tell me how to get to the administration building?
The administration building is next to the bookstore, isn't it?
What does the man mean? Number 12.
There's a symphony concert tomorrow night. Do you want to go?
What a good idea. I haven't been to one in a long time.
What will the woman probably do? Number 13.
Greg just arrived at the airport.
And not a minute too soon.
What does the man mean? Number 14.
Did you or Sally finish the assignment? I know she didn't want to do it.
I made Sally finish the assignment.
What does the man mean? Number 15.
Can you show me how to use the word processor?
I doubt I know more than you, but I'll try.
What does the woman mean? Go on to the next page. Number 16.
I hope you were able to be really productive today.
It was so hot that I couldn't get any work done.
What does the man mean? Number 17.
Have you seen the school play?
Seen it? I have the lead role.
What does the woman mean? Number 18.
Did Margaret ever figure out what that word meant?
She had to look it up in an unabridged dictionary.
What does the man say about Margaret? Number 19.
There's a great movie on television tonight. Do you want to watch it?
Not if it's on at the same time as the game.
What does the man imply? Number 20.
Does everyone in the house help with the laundry?
Pat doesn't mind doing the laundry, nor does Jim.
What does the woman mean? Number 21.
I can't believe that it's snowing again today.
2 weeks without a change is pretty boring.
What does the man imply? Number 22.
The bookstore's out of texts for American history, and the first exam is next week.
You'd better borrow one from a friend, because the new order won't arrive by then.
What does the woman mean? Number 23.
I hope you enjoyed the movie.
It couldn't have been any funnier.
What does the man mean? Number 24.
I don't know if Steve liked the apartment or not.
He said he liked it, but then he didn't want to sign the lease.
What can be concluded about Steve? Number 25.
Are you going to see the dentist this afternoon?
I wish I didn't have to.
What does the woman mean? Number 26.
Lucky Tom. He just bought a new car.
Lucky? He had to buy it because he wrecked his other car in an accident.
What does the man mean? Number 27.
It's the first of the month, and the rent is due.
I'll take care of it this month.
What does the woman mean? Go on to the next page. Number 28.
Here's the book that you asked me about.
So you did remember that I wanted to borrow it.
What had the woman assumed? Number 29.
Did you pay the electric company on time?
If I hadn't, we wouldn't have any lights now.
What does the man mean? Number 30.
I thought that we were having an exam today.
Didn't you hear what the professor said yesterday? You really missed the boat.
What does the woman imply about the man? This is the end of Part A. Go on to the next page. Now read along with me as I read the directions for Part B. Remember, you should not read ahead or turn the pages while the directions for this part are being read. Part B. Directions. In this part of the test, you will hear longer conversations. After each conversation, you will hear several questions. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Remember, you are not allowed to take notes or write in your test book. Now we will begin Part B with the first conversation. Questions 31 through 34. Listen to a conversation about a research project.
Have you started your research project for management class?
Well, I've decided on a topic. I want to write about motivation, but I haven't actually started the research yet.
When are you going to begin the research? You don't have that much time to complete the paper.
I went to the library, but I wasn't sure where to look.
Well, you can try the card catalog if you want to find books about motivation.
The professor said that we shouldn't use just books as references for our papers. We should also use journal articles as references. Would I find those in the card catalog also?
No. For journal articles, you should look in an index. There's an index for almost every subject. I'm sure there's an index for management topics.
Well, I guess I should get started today. I think I'll head to the library now. Thanks for your help.
Number 31. What is the topic of the conversation? Number 32. Why has the man not completed the research? Number 33. What types of resources should the man use in his research project? Number 34. What will the man probably do next? Questions 35 through 38. Listen to a conversation about a trip.
This trip next week to Crested Butte is going to be fantastic.
I just can't believe we're going to Colorado, of all places.
Well, why not?
It's summertime. I thought people only took trips to Crested Butte in the winter for skiing.
Oh, it's a great place to go in the summer, too. There's lots to do.
Like what?
It's a beautiful outdoor area, and it's great for hiking. Or if you don't feel like traveling on foot, you can rent horses or mountain bikes for some trips through the wilderness areas.
Oh, I don't think I could get very far on a mountain bike if the hills are very steep.
They can be.
Maybe a horseback ride sounds pretty good, except that the horse might get a little wild. I guess I'd better stick to hiking.
You can't go wrong. You'll love the hiking in the beautiful weather we're going to find there.
What is the weather like in July?
You know, the snow often doesn't melt until June, since the elevation of the area is so high. The days are warm, but not too hot, and the nights can be rather cool.
I guess I understand why we're going now. This actually does sound like a great trip.
Trust me, it is.
Number 35. When is the trip? Number 36. What season is it? Number 37. How will the woman probably get around the Crested Butte area? Number 38. What type of weather will they probably encounter? This is the end of Part B. Go on to the next page. Now read along with me as I read the directions for Part C. Remember, you should not read ahead or turn the pages while the directions for this part are being read. Part C. Directions. In this part of the test, you will hear several talks. After each talk, you will hear some questions. The talks and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Here is an example. On the recording you hear, "Listen to an instructor talk to his class about painting."
Artist Grant Wood was a guiding force in the school of painting known as American Regionalist, a style reflecting the distinctive characteristics of art from rural areas of the United States. Wood began drawing animals on the family farm at the age of 3, and when he was 38, one of his paintings received a remarkable amount of public notice and acclaim. This painting, called American Gothic, is a starkly simple depiction of a serious couple staring directly out at the viewer.
Now listen to a sample question. What style of painting is known as American Regionalist? In your test book, you read A. Art from America's inner cities. B. Art from the central region of the U.S. C. Art from various urban areas in the U.S. D. Art from rural sections of America. The best answer to the question, what style of painting is known as American Regionalist, is D. Art from rural sections of America. Therefore, the correct choice is D. Now listen to another sample question. What is the name of Wood's most successful painting? In your test book, you read A. American Regionalist, B. The Family Farm in Iowa, C. American Gothic, D. A Serious Couple. The best answer to the question, what is the name of Wood's most successful painting, is C. American Gothic. Therefore, the correct choice is C. Remember, you are not allowed to take notes or write in your test book. Go on to the next page. Now we will begin Part C with the first talk. Questions 39 through 42. Listen to a talk given by a university advisor to a group of students.
Now I would like to explain to you about some special grades, satisfactory and unsatisfactory grades. You understand that the basic grading system at this university is the standard letter grading system of A, B, C, D, or F. And most of the courses that you take during your graduate program will use this standard system of grading. However, certain of the courses may be taken on a satisfactory, unsatisfactory basis. This means that you do not get a standard grade of A, B, C, D, or F in the course. Instead, you will receive either an S for satisfactory or a U for unsatisfactory. Only 2 of your elective courses may be taken on a satisfactory, unsatisfactory basis during your graduate program. The remaining elective courses and all required courses must be taken for a regular grade.
Number 39. What is the topic of this talk? Number 40. What is true about a student who receives a grade of U? Number 41. How many courses may be taken on a satisfactory, unsatisfactory basis? Number 42. Which courses may be taken on a satisfactory, unsatisfactory basis? Questions 43 through 46. Listen to a talk about Native Americans.
The next topic in this course on the history of Native Americans is communication. Have you ever wondered how the various tribes were able to communicate when these tribes spoke such different languages? The answer is sign language, which is a language based on hand movements. Sign language developed from a need to improve communications among the various tribes on the plains of North America. There were many different tribes on the plains, and each tribe had its own language. Because these tribes often came into contact, there was a strong need to develop some form of communication. Sign language arose from this need. With sign language, tribes who spoke widely differing languages were able to communicate at least on a basic level by using hand gestures.
Number 43. What is sign language? Number 44. Why did sign language develop? Number 45. How often did various tribes meet? Number 46. How could sign language be characterized? Questions 47 through 50. Listen to a talk about a famous American writer.
Up to now in this course on American authors, we have studied American novelists. But next class, we will move on to short story writers. We will begin with a man who is probably the most famous American short story writer of all, Edgar Allan Poe. To truly understand an author, it is important to have knowledge of events in his life and times and how they affected his works. In Poe's case, we will see that the major tragedies in his life, particularly the untimely death of his wife after a long illness, exerted a major influence on his work. In addition to studying Poe's life and times, we will read several of his short stories, including The Fall of the House of Usher and The Masque of the Red Death, and write a short analysis of one of the stories. Poe is best known for his symbolism, his impressionistic style, and his ability to create and maintain an eerie tone. And those two short stories are excellent examples of his style. For the next class, you should read The Fall of the House of Usher thoroughly and be prepared for a discussion.
Number 47. What subject have the students just finished studying? Number 48. According to the speaker, what kind of life did Poe have? Number 49. Which is not a characteristic of Poe's work? Number 50. What should the students do to prepare for the next class? This is the end of Section 1. Stop work on Section 1. Turn off your cassette player.
This is the end of Cassette 1, Side 1. Please turn the tape over to continue with Practice Test 2.